Welcome to the Everything podcast. And in this episode, as you can see on screen, I'm going to be reviewing a Neighbours episode. And the Neighbours episode I'm reviewing in this episode of the podcast is the 16th of January 2024 episode. Because as I mentioned in my last Neighbours episode, that I fell so far behind because Doctor Who and so many other things. And because, Neighbours is the only show that I review, I watch was one of the only two shows I watch before reviewing, but it's the only show that's out 52 weeks a year ish, 4 episodes a week. So that's 90 minutes ish of content of episodes a week, which obviously means that today as well if it was Doctor Who or like something like Extraordinary. Let's go look at what I'm reviewing in the on the animated side. That's only 8 episodes. Well, 16 actually. 16 episodes for the 2 seasons. Then after that, I think I'm doing Percy Jackson the Olympians, which is only 8 episodes. So it's a little bit different. But before I get to my review for this episode, it is time for the Neighbours trailer. Here it is. If my laptop will work, there we go. Here is the Neighbours trailer. Is it playing? I think so. There we are. Yes, it's just taking a while. Come on. Right, let's have another go. Oh no. Not sure. Let's see. Oh, there we are. I think.
Gosh, what's happened in the last few years?
All roads lead back to Ramsey Street. I'm back! Some things never change. I'm on my way. I do really want to know more about you. Sounds like a pretty close-knit neighbourhood. Hello, everyone.
Maybe the ad should have said overly friendly neighbour.
Involved in this?
He's going to give it a go.
Oh, we found a date on the calendar and went for it.
I want you to find out exactly what she's been doing since she's been here.
Why did she not make her presence known?
Because she is a spy.
I'm worried about what I'll say. I'm worried that there'll be no coming back from it.
She's one amazing woman.
I have been keeping something from you.
It's that, Harold. I can't make it stop. Why didn't you tell me who you are?
Not having second thoughts about today, are you?
That was the trailer for Neighbours, a new chapter / the Neighbours. No, don't play again. There we go. See? No, just stop. Right, there we go. We're just going to close you down so you can't keep playing when I don't want you to. Anyway, yes. Trailer since, because obviously I've only covered the reboot because when I started the channel, so I started April 2022. So it had already been announced that it was ended, and it ended at the end of July 2022. So I didn't cover it because I wasn't doing any episodes at the time. But there are quite a few actual Names episodes because throughout 2023, throughout 2023, they like dropped like seasons of episodes. So yeah. Here we are. But without further ado, let's get to the cast list for Neighbours here. That is, I think it's cast list first. I can't quite remember, but yes, it is. So yeah, come on, there we go. So, come on, computer. There we are. So we have Sarah West as Cara Varga Murphy, we have Naomi Rukavina. As Remy Varga Murphy, we have Marley Williams as Dex Varga Murphy, Riley Bryant as JJ Varga Murphy. These, I should have mentioned, the cast list is based on the title sequence. That's where I got all the cast from, so I did it in that order. So you might say, well, it's not alphabetical, but why? But that's why. We then have Riley Bryant as JJ Varga Murphy, Lloyd Will as Andrew Rodwell, Candice Leask as Wendy Rodwell, Georgie Stone as Mackenzie Hargraves, Emerald Chan as Sadie Rodwell, Lucinda Armstrong Hall as Holly Hoyland, Magella Davis as Krista Sinclair, Xavier Molyneux as Byron Stone, Shiv Palka as Haz Defkar, Stephen Dennis as Paul Robinson, Tim Carno as Leo Tanaka, Hannah Monson as Nicolette Stone, Takaya Honda as David Tanaka, Annie Jones as Jane Harris, Matt Wilson as Aaron Brennan, Henrietta Graham as Sam Young, Aaron Fletcher as Carl Kennedy, Jackie Woodburn as Susan Kennedy, Tana Ellis Anderson as Hugo Rebecca, Rebecca Almaloglu as Therese Willis, Aisha Salam Telner as Nell Rebecca, Ryan Maloney as Tony Rebecca, and Lucinda Cowden as Melanie Pearson. The writer for this episode is Stephanie Carter, and the director is Kate Kendall. The synopsis for this episode is that Paul's interference causes a hurdle for Leo and Krista. Aaron considers his future with David. Nicolette puts her cards on the table, but humiliation is far from over. As I've mentioned several times this episode was released on the 16th of January 2024. My opinion on the episodes, these are kind of like spoiler-free thoughts, essentially. Well, not necessarily spoiler-free, but my thoughts on the episode is that I love the scenes where David and Aaron were hiding from Jane. I liked Jane's reaction to Nicolette telling her the true reason why she and Kiri broke up, and I enjoyed seeing Remy help Krista. So without further ado, here's my review for the Neighbours episode, released on the 16th of January 2024. We have the previously recap and the title sequence. Jane cleans her house after Aaron and David's cocktail making competition. Jane tells Nicolette about her catching David and Aaron being intimate. David and Aaron are in the waterhole discussing Jane catching them. Aaron and David kiss as well as... Come on, computer. As well as discussing David's job, helping Krista. Nicolette tells Jane the real reason why she and Kiri broke up. Nicolette apologizes to Jane for her actions. Leo apologizes to Sadie through Leo telling Wendy. Remy reassures Krista. Remy informs David about Krista's current mindset. Jane believes that Veronica needs to see a counsellor. Nicolette informs Jane that Veronica is the one behind Isla going missing at the jumble sound. Krista does multiple things, including playing with a fidget spinner. David checks on Krista. Krista recounts her conversations with both Leo and Paul to David. David confronts Paul about his conversation with Krista. David threatens to tell Reese about Paul's actions towards Krista. Leo tells Aaron about his conversation with Krista. Aaron suggests to Leo that him and David want to move back into their old house. Jane confronts Veronica due to her actions towards Nicolette and Isla. Veronica plays mind games with Nicolette. Paul asks for Nicolette's... No. Paul asks for Krista's pitch for a future Lasters event. I remember watching that episode, and I'm like, what I've got written down isn't quite right. David is because I just... Yeah, anyway. David talks to Leo about his conversation with Krista. Nicolette talks to Jane about her confronting Veronica. Aaron reassures David about his actions. Aaron tells David about his conversation with Leo about moving back into their old house. Nicolette, Jane, and Haz find inappropriate photos of Nicolette. Leo apologizes to Krista on Paul's behalf. Leo and Krista kiss, and the episode finishes off with the coming up trailer. So let me know what you thought about the Neighbours episode released on the 16th of January 2024. It's still kind of weird saying January as we are getting towards June, and then the end of June is halfway through the year. And so hopefully I will catch up at some point. I just don't exactly know when that point will be yet. So let me know what you thought about the Neighbours episode released on the 16th of January 2024 if you watched it, my review if you didn't, and you can comment your thoughts on either of those two things in the comments below, as well with any TV show or movie suggestions or anything else you would like me to on this channel, as it is called the Everything Podcast for a reason. It covers everything. And yes, remember you can also like, comment and subscribe, and that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.